Most teaching and learning still takes place in rectangular boxes, classrooms, and the physical environment of the school classroom can have quite a marked effect on pupils' learning. Serried ranks of desks are still very common, but desks arranged in pods around the room are increasingly used. Other physical factors such as high ceilings and daylight and fresh air pumped around a school can also influence learners' comfort and concentration levels. Some teachers have used music in the classroom to enhance their pupils' learning. But how effective is music in producing a better learning environment? To find out, we've set up an experiment to test whether music played in the background during a lesson boosts attentiveness. We've brought together a musician who composes music to be played in classrooms and a psychologist. They've teamed up with a science teacher at Moseley School in Birmingham to test the theory out.
Music doesn't necessarily make you more intelligent, but it can give you the right sort of focused atmosphere where you're calm, you're relaxed. It reduces your blood pressure, it reduces your heartbeat. It also has an effect on the alpha brainwaves, which are important for being relaxed and calm, but also being alert. So you're in quite a sort of creative state where you should be very focused for learning.
Fletcher's been a working musician for 30 years and is something of a virtuoso on the guitar. Recently, Vo's been involved in creating music specifically designed to create a better mood for learning in schools. But his music is specifically designed not to be listened to.
The important thing is that what I'm playing with the guitar shouldn't get in the way of the feel of the music and the tempo of the music. So when I come to mix this guitar will be quite low in the mix. It'll be quite submerged. Subtlety is the key of the day.
Moseley Comprehensive School in Birmingham, where our musical experiment is taking place. They're going to take a 1-hour lesson and divide it into two 30-minute tasks. One task will be carried out under normal conditions. During the second task, Vo's background music will be playing. The behaviour of the pupils will be observed with and without the music, but the pupils think it's going to be just a normal science class.
What I'd like to do today is recap some words to his sound.
Teacher John Crawshaw set a simple revision exercise built around the way that sound can be measured and described. Pupils will be expected to work both individually and in small groups during the lesson.
There's a word and there's a meaning. What's the one that should go with the machine that shows what a wave looks like, Jamal?
CRO.
CROs. What you're going to do is work together to build these up into a big long chain.
Dr. Penny Upton will be looking for the subtle changes in behaviour and attentiveness that indicate to her whether learning is being enhanced by the presence of music. But for the first 30 minutes of the lesson, no music will be played.
If you look at them at the moment, they're very fidgety. There's a lot of foot jiggling going on, playing with pens and pencils, poking each other. If you look at the boys, typical sort of behaviour that you'd see in a classroom.
I think they're about normal, I'd say. I think they're quite a good class. They generally work well, and I think they're working well today.
Even without the music, the girls seem to be working well.
The girls are quite well focused. They're paying attention to the task. They're playing the game that they've been asked to play.
But some of the boys are just chatting. They haven't even started the task set.
If you look at the young lad over there, his concentration is clearly not on the lesson at all. He's spinning his pen, he's nudging his partner, his foot's jiggling almost all the time. So, yeah, he's paying attention, but not completely. The concentration's not entirely there on the lesson.
In a second, you're going to play a game called Dominoes. You're going to have some, you're going to have some, you're going to have some. And 9 spares.
A key task set was to work as individuals in a game of dominoes against the other members of their group. 30 minutes into the lesson, the background music is started.
It It'll be very quiet, but loud enough so it can be felt in the room. It's subliminal, but obviously not so loud that the teacher has to raise his or her voice to communicate to the children.
So have there been any immediate effects? Penny Upton's looking for early signs that pupils' behaviour is changing.
The past few minutes, it's very noticeable in those who were quite fidgety and disturbed before, but sort of calmed down. Their body language has changed. It's almost like the focus has been concentrated. Even some of the girls who were working very well before, there perhaps a slight subtle improvement in what they were doing.
Waste energy is often made by vibrations.
So how are the lads doing? Have they settled down to the task better now that the music's playing?
Our friend who was playing with his pen, he hasn't touched it at all for the past 10 minutes. He's just not interested in it anymore at all. He's far more focused on what they should be doing and completing the task that they've been given.
Yes, there's definitely more teamwork.
There is, yes. Some of the smaller groups are forming themselves into bigger groups and talking about what's going on with the girls in the front and the boys. Yeah.
Interesting, isn't it? It's lovely.
Well, initially I didn't notice any effect. I thought to start with they were just carrying on working at the same level they are. But now I've sort of come to the end of the exercise, but they're still being quite quiet without actually me standing over them and watching them, which is always a bonus. So at the moment I'm thinking, yeah, it seems a positive thing.
Time to reveal to the class what's been going on.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, you came here today and you worked in two halves. You did the same activity in the first half and the second half. Can anyone think what was the difference between the first time and the second time?
Music.
One activity with no music. The second time you had that lovely little music just playing really quietly in the background.
See if you work better with music.
That was a test, Harris, that was exactly right.
By putting music on, it alerts us more to the lesson. The music was soothing, it relaxed the mind.
I couldn't even hear the music.
It calmed us down a bit and it was a nice mood to the music. And I think you're more motivated by listening to music because you're doing work and enjoying something at the same time.
So generally a positive impact from the music in the first part of the experiment.